And we're back. How's it going? More of this, more reacting to stuff. More people are watching than I thought. Thank you for watching. Because, and you know, it's something. It's something or other. Hopefully I can provide some insights or be entertaining. I mean, the main goal is entertainment. So if you're watching, that means something must be, I don't know, I can't. You'd think things would mean other things, but things sort of just mean. So, either way, thank you.
Thanks! Love you! Forever!
So we are to resume with the Schmiffs. The Grill Smith. I think we left off. You can't make his wife happy. I think that's where we left off. Something about a giant birthday party. And I guess Jada did not like that. How dare you go to this egregious extent of effort to try to show that you care. I don't want that. I don't want you showing that you care, even though you gave me everything. And yes, it's other people around you have defined. I mean, that's kind of what life of an actor, right? Your success is determined by, well, somebody, for a lot of women, it's whoever executive wants to sleep with them, and for dudes, it's sort of just like, oh, I guess we can make money off I mean, it's either way, we can make money off you, but the standards are a little bit, actually, I can't even say that. All sorts of people, just from the way that they look, the way that they present themselves, it's sort of, dude, Natalie Portman was discovered at the age of like 10 by some guy who saw her eating pizza in some pizza shop, and then that gave them an acting career. Like, there's clearly an alter, especially when you get take into context that that first movie that this person was cast in, Leon the Professional. It's a fine movie, but plot-wise,
not thirsty? You know, girls' first time is very important.
Oh, get it!
anyways, I guess that somewhat relates to this acting stuff. Now the kids suffer.
When they returned to Los Angeles, they separated, and he said to Jada, "I retire from trying to make you happy. You are free. You need to go make yourself happy and prove to me that it's even possible. But I quit. You go do you, and I'ma go do me." They didn't file for divorce, and they didn't announce to the public that they were separated, which would cause confusion for years to come. According to Will, he and Jada didn't reunite romantically until November 2016, which would mean that they were technically separated from September 2011 to November 2016. Will and actress Margot Robbie began working together on the set of the crime drama Focus.
Hey, I mean, it's that same abstract thing that determines whether or not people aren't necessarily romantically involved and what gets people together. It's all motivated by the same thing. So it could be one thing or another, it could be both, it could be nothing. You could do whatever you want. Are these two people who everyone's who everyone's fixating their attention on, can do whatever they like. And they kind of do it, right? They do it, but through a lens that's defined for them. And whenever you do that, you just suffer because other people you're living other people's values. And here's the fallout, the ramifications of such.
Insiders claimed Will and Margot were getting close on set, even skipping the wrap party to hang out in Will's trailer. Star magazine added fuel to the fire, reporting a photo booth incident where Will appeared shirtless, and Margot lifted her shirt to reveal lingerie.
I don't know. Is it the way it's being dramatized? I mean, that's just the style of the documentary creator, the Patrick closed captioning. But what is, like, the subject matter, the topic? It's just people failing at monogamy. It's rich people failing when it comes to their personal relationships. I mean, that's when you break it down, that's all this is. Yet, we are infatuated. Turn on the news, you can hear any harrowing, dramatic story, but I don't know, it's very interesting. You can say arbitrary nature of our interests. I mean, this is just what I'm reacting to right now. It's always about people, right? The stories and the tales and the lessons. What lesson could be taken from this, huh? Monogamy doesn't work? I mean, granted, there's a billion things you could take away from anything. You can learn, and you could interpret a lesson. But if you wanted to be that guy and try to, like, rip something from this, because that's sort of the main theme, it's romance, right? And this is an example of people, like, who you'd think would have the most accessible means of manifesting a successful monogamous entanglement. That's a fun word. It's a great way of just not saying, I feel entangled with my husband's best friend. It's an entanglement I got my boyfriend and my husband and my lover. Just different types of entanglements. It's like, that's fine. Like, I'm the last guy to think that there's, like, you think you can surprise me with the way that you, like, conduct your life? I've seen it all, motherfucker. In fact, stuff like this I consider to be rather minute when it comes to the overall conduct. Whether you're with one person, whether you're with multiple, whether you're with some here or there. Either way, it's just going to be a bunch of emotional depravity. Depravity is that's a negative connotation. Debauchery, which also has a negative, depending on who you ask. Not me. I love debauchery. But if we were, in my instance of using that to describe this, that's exactly what it. But if you were to, like, try to pull, like, a theme, a conclusion away from this, then this is a great counter argument to monogamy. What, you think all the other types of entanglements don't work? Look at this. This is something that should have worked, right? Because these people are able to do whatever they want. And even with that, even with access to anything, everything, they still fucked it up. It's just a little bit of that Smith. Na.
You can also get jiggy and shake your sack booty. Go ahead, do the jiggy shaker, the sack shaker. Give me the sack shaker, sack thing. Shake your sack booty. Take your hands off it and shake that booty. Pull your zipper up, I know you can shake it. Shake it. Oh yes, that's some sack booty right there.
Yeah. It's nothing too crazy. Like, I'm glad to be hearing a story about this rather than, like, how it all culminated in someone's, like, murder or something. So, this isn't too bad. It's just there's a layer of distance. Like, these people are able to live such exorbitantly exclusive lives where everyone takes an interest in the stuff they do. Yet those same people still want to shred sympathy for them. Why? Oh, because you want to, because it makes you feel something. You feel good or something. You think you're, well, there could be a few things. People like to shred sympathy just in general when it comes to all sorts of stuff. Just because it's a personal thing. It helps them, make them feel better. Whether it be through being seen as a good person, whether it be through some indication of themselves about their virtue, for whatever reason. Where I was going with that? Oh, but people feel more inclined to care more about people like this because of their stature in the social hierarchy. People want to give them that extra degree. Like, in the same vein that these people are held to higher scrutiny in society, which I don't really agree with that. Like, just because everyone knows about you and catalogs your life and reports and gives you money for it, doesn't mean, I'd argue you're held to a lower standard than other people. If you get caught, you go to prison, people know who you are, they'll be more inclined to treat you in accordance to that.
In America, if you have enough influence, you will never get sent to prison. Like this guy from the DuPont family that R-worded his own daughter. And if for some reason you do get sent to prison because you weren't able to buy off the judge or something, you're not going to be staying in prison for very long.
Oh, you commit some violent crime, you go to jail, pay a hefty sum of money, and you get sent to a prison that's designed like a hotel, versus your average poor person who gets thrown into a torture dungeon, of which them being tortured makes a lot of money for the people who house and clothe and feed them and outsource their labor for cents on the hour. It's disgusting. So I don't agree with the argument that successful, like celebrities are held to a higher standard or higher scrutiny. They're not. It's just they have attention. But what comes with that attention is that extra layer of sympathy. Despite after all this, despite who these types of people are, there are people who are firmly like, okay, I am here to support you because that makes them feel good. I think that's probably an inherited social thing. You're told to worship these people. You're told to view them as better than everyone else. So maybe it's just people who don't know any better who do that, right? Right, like the celebrity worship, right? The have some person who's like rich and famous who you just idolize. And you have it. I never understood that. Like, be an individual. Have something going for yourself instead of just trying to prop up the achievements of other people who've already had their achievements recognized. It's like, come on, man. Live your own life. Be an individual. Yeah. I guess starting off with why I paused here, the monogamy thing, right? If it's what's right, why didn't this work? Is it because they're emotionally... These are normal people. Like, I wouldn't say that Will Smith and Jada Smith are really any different from any other person. They just have money, and we are aware that they have money. And they have money doing something we are aware of who they are through. But they still messed it up monumentally. Just like everyone else, whether they have... all the people have less money, all the people here, all the people over there. It's just human emotion. Human emotion is intrinsically volatile, intrinsically fickle, right? It's not... That's why it's like you have to... If you're going to go into anything like this, any entanglement, any romantic establishment, anything, whether it be multiple people, few people, doesn't matter, you are going to suffer. You are opening yourself up so that somebody, you're to be vulnerable with whatever comes up, it needs to come down. Everything's finite. Everything has beginning, middle, and end. Not everything happens forever. Like, even if it works, it still needs to end. And then, because of all that stuff leading up to it, that pain, that suffering, that will be insurmountable. It is inevitable. So, if you just, I guess in general, if you got a partner, if you have somebody you wrote deeply, you know, this may suck hearing this, right? But everything is finite. People's feelings could be this way forever and then suddenly swap the other way. Just because of crap they don't understand or know. It just is. That's why it's hard to respect. That's why when I see stuff like this, I'm both expecting it and not giving much of a shit. It's great content. It's a great thing, great topic of conversation, but no, screw these people. These people have options. These people are able to more accessibly enjoy this part of their life. Because, you know, it's not about who you are. It's about what you are and how you can make the other person feel. Because nobody... This sucks. Again, more harsh themes. Nobody can ever love you for who you are. People love the feeling that you elicit from them. Right? And if they can find other people or other instances to be able to evoke something somewhat similar, or they feel like it's not necessarily an exclusive feeling, which it isn't. It's just drugs. It's just an ingrained opiate that you have to learn how to deal with. Like, it could just end. Things could change. It really doesn't matter. It's just feelings. And that's the problem with sort of just building a life around your feelings, like trying to haphazardly mold it into some poorly defined whole. This suffering. You get things wrong. You do things poorly. You make mistakes. Your current decision-making ability is exacerbated further by the indulgence in the ingrained opiate of sexuality. You really gotta, like, be emotionally... I consider myself, like, emotionally capable. At least to an extent. I don't know how... You never know. Especially when pushed, but... Even still, I couldn't even handle just a surface-level entanglement. That didn't mean anything, that didn't amount to anything, that wasn't, like... I consider myself a responsible drug user, and I got fucking murked, dude. So, I feel like your average person just, like, would your average person, how well can your average person just handle drugs in general? That's what you should be asking when it comes to this, because it's no different than coke or heroin or alcohol. It's a substance that makes you feel amazing. Yeah, especially given all the stuff around it. It's just bullshit, all of it.
The public assumed he and Margot were either having an affair or that he and Jada were in an open relationship. We now know that he and Jada were separated, and in 2013, Jada responded to the rumors, almost letting the cat out of the bag. He can do whatever he wants because at the end of the day, Will is his own man. This statement further confused the public, who took it as confirmation of an open relationship. Jada later rewrote her statement on Facebook saying, "Here's how I will change my statement. Will and I both can do whatever we want because we trust each other to do so. This does not mean we have an open relationship. This means we have a grown one."
What? This does not mean we have an open relationship. This means we have a grown one. Is that you're just changing the words in the sentence to have to denote some sort of different meaning? An open, this means we have a grown one. Okay, so it could just be publicity stuff, right? You're just saying stuff to give people some sort of sustenance, given the parasites that are constantly prodding and probing into your life. And granted, I don't have any. Who cares? I never care if a celebrity gets like chased or attacked by like paparazzi. That's your life. You benefit from those very same people who are trying to profit off of you. But this could just be fluff, right? Because that doesn't mean anything. If we have a grown, what does that mean? It's not open, even though you can kind of just mess with it. I mean, they haven't really, I know a lot of people who post like this, they say so much that seems like it would mean budge, but it really, in the end, they're just flailing, mindless nonsense. We have an open, this means we have a grown one. Take a step back. Think about who you are. Think about why you are. Think about the things you do.
Will, you've been through hell. Your wife banged your son's best friend in your house, embarrassed you nationally, had you crying in front of millions. We admire your strength, your professionalism, your love for your family. But if it ever was a time for payback, do it, Will. F the Williams sisters, Will. Both of them. Entangle them. Sign me.
Who are are you happy? Are you surrounded by the right people? It's just dumb. It's just yeah. I mean, what have I not already said about this stuff? Let's see if we can come across some new stuff.